Hey bookworms, welcome back to my channel and to another review. Today I'll be talking about Bad Dreams by Kim Newman. After reading a few disappointing books and reading way too many Karen Slaughter books, I really needed to read something a bit more safe, if you know what I mean, maybe from an author that I really like, and I just so happen to have Bad Dreams lying on a shelf just waiting to be read. If you've seen my previous videos, you probably know I really love Kim Newman. I talk about him a lot. And if you don't know who he writes dark fantasy novels, horror, and really historically inspired fantasy. And Bad Dreams is about a journalist called Anne whose sister Judy dies in what seems like a drug overdose. But the moment Anne looks at her body, she is convinced that foul play is involved. And if you know you're Kim Newman, you know this foul play is supernatural. So as she starts investigating, she soon finds out about this monster who has many names like the Games Master and Mr. Skinner, and he's ancient, powerful, and for some reason he is determined to destroy Anne and her entire family. And from this moment on, it becomes this game of survival between Anne and this monster. Now, right from the bat, I'll say that even though I love Kim Newman, I love his writing, this is definitely not one of his best books. In fact, it was quite disappointing. I suppose what bothered me the most were Anne as the protagonist and the structure of the book. And even though usually I like to talk about the positives, let's get the negatives out of the way first. So let's start with Anne. She was a very flat protagonist. Now, let's not get confused. This is not a character-driven book. This is mostly a book about this monster, Mr. Skinner, and this world within a world that Kim Newman built for him. However, this is not an excuse to treat Anne like a prop to move the plot along or to give a rival to this Skinner monster. I didn't really see any personality about her. I have no idea what she's like. She's smart and kind of tough, and she's an investigating journalist, so that means she's not afraid to put herself in danger to get to the truth. But other than this really basic tough journalist label, she does not feel like a real person. She started out by wanting to find out what happened to her sister and start investigating, and then things become weirder and weirder, and soon this weirdness becomes supernatural weirdness, and she just goes with it. I mean, at least shows how she's being weirded out by things or something. She seems like this weird, very flat superhero that you can't connect with on this real person level. And then there's the structure. Now, I don't want to get into spoilers, but pretty much, as I said, the book's starting out with Anne finding out their sister is dead, start investigating, and the moment she finds out about Skinner, the rest of the book is a huge chase scene in this alternative dimension called a dream, and it was just exhausting, and not in a good way. The Hunger Games 2, for example, that was exhausting in a good way because that was on purpose, because the characters were exhausting and we were feeling that exhaustion. But here I just wanted it to end. I was in the middle and I remember thinking, okay, we got it. Now move on to something else. I wanted to see some more investigating or talking to different character or just, anything other than this chase monster random moment of, oh, hold on, am I still in the dream or is that the real world? No, I'm still in the dream. Over and over again. Basically, this entire book really feels like a short story dragged to be full length. Because, I think that in short stories you can kind of get away with not solving everything by the end, because I feel that short stories are kind of like an excerpt and not the full thing. But this is a novel, so you don't have any excuses. But with all the negatives, I do want to point out that I still really love Kim Newman's writing. One thing that I really like with him is usually the characters. I know I talked about Anne as the protagonist, but ironically, all the characters that were not Anne, all the other characters were actually very well written for the short time that they were there. I really like how Kim Newman revealed what the characters are really all about, what their real deepest fears are, especially in the way where he punishes the character, where he takes away the thing that they love the most, or facing them with their greatest fear. There is one scene in this book where we see this the future of a certain character, and only at the end of the scene we realize that what we just seen or read was the character's greatest fear. And it just, when you think about it, it makes so much sense, but it was not cliche. If you get my point, if what I'm saying makes sense. Unfortunately, that was one scene in the book. I wish the entire thing was as good. So that's it, basically. I still really love Kim Newman. I will hungrily read more books by him. Everybody has their ups and downs. But if you're looking for a recommendation, I will recommend something else. For example, I really loved An English Ghost Story, The Secrets of Drewcliff Grange School, and Anno Dracula, so go read any of them if you want. I also have, as an ebook, The Bloody Red Baron by him. I think it's a sequel to Anno Dracula, but I really hope this one will not disappoint. Which leads me to the comment question of the video. Write down below, what's your favorite dark fantasy novel or dark fantasy author? Yes, we all know Neil Gaiman. We all love Neil Gaiman, but there are other people out there. Write down which one's your favorite. And that's it for my review, guys. I really hope you like it. If you did, don't forget to click like to show your support. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you dare, and to share this video to the world. Again, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.